Hello. Make sure it all connects over here. And we're going to go live. It is starting. And we're live over here. Oh, I'm going to yank the cord out. I just am checking, so you're going to get to see my Facebook for a second. All right. Put it back on the table. I can't see the comments in the group. So if you're watching from the group, come over to the main page and chat with me. Today, we're going to do the Jolly Java ornaments, but I'm always telling you guys to stay curious and experiment and have fun. Hopefully that all fit in the shot here. So why not play live and test out the jelly plate specifically? Instead of collaging, we're just going to go directly onto the jelly plate with the Jolly Java ornaments, and we're going to see how that works. So I have all the folk art colors. If you're in the group, you have all the list of the group, the PDF that I've done the best I could to color match between all the brands. Right now, I just have the folk art besides the deco art. I have the Snow Titanium White. We'll be using Roasted Pecan, Clover Truffle, Forest Moss. I'm not sure if we have the olive. I brought it out just in case. Not sure if we have it or not in the olives. I'm just looking at them. I don't think that we do have the dark one. Oh, I'm a liar. It's right there. Dark brown, Christmas red, and then, of course, yellow ochre. And looking here, I need to bring out a couple more. And I've rearranged everything. So I'm going to be like, what did I do with that? So we're going to start with, we'll start with this green one. And what I have here, I have all the paints. I have my foil over here. And then I have a white gesso that we're going to be using to base coat instead of base coating with the regular paint. And that is going to help pick up the paint from the jelly plate. So we'll start with that, and it's all an experiment. Like I said, I want you guys to always stay curious and imaginative and try new things, because that's what crafting and creating an art is all about. It is, at least for me. I speak in the form of myself. It's all about just playing and getting back to the childlike roots that we used to enjoy and not care what everybody thought about when we were creating something. We took so much pride in our creations. And I feel like the older we get, the more skeptical we become when we're creating. And we don't want to share our projects in fear of whatever it is, retaliation or criticism or anything. And you know what? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for fun. I'm here for friendships, and I'm here to experiment and try new things. So if that sounds like you, come play with me. So this was just a quick little base coat. And I think right now we'll just, because it could take a hot minute if we continue to do all the pieces. So right now, when we go through each of the cups, we'll just do, hello, Denise. We'll just do the backgrounds as far as on the jelly plate. So we're going to start with the forest moss. And we're going to see, this one is, I haven't used this one much, so we're going to see how well it reacts to the paint on the plate. Some of it, because it is a craft paint, likes to bubble up, and it gives really cool effects, actually. So I don't mind it. Again, if you hang around me a bit, you know that I'm really into the grungy and the texture and all that fun stuff. So you can tell it's kind of bubbling right there. Does not bother me. And look, I dropped it on there, and it's going to give us different colors. I'm going to grab a piece of paper, because I didn't have one to brayer off. So we'll keep that over there. And let's pick it up and see what we got. See, so I'm going to bring this closer so I have it in the frame more. So it gave us a bunch of different textures. The paint's still wet, so we can still come back down here and pick up some more. And when you gesso it, it actually picks up quite a bit versus just using the plain wood. I tried that on one of the bottom of a stands and it didn't work out like I wanted to. So we're going with gesso. And that's all I'm doing is picking up, and it's going to create a super dirty plate. And again, I'm totally okay with that. So we'll set that to the side. And now we have our coffee mug. It's not going to be solid like we did on the cover, the sticker label, but that is okay. I like the grunginess. Here's the other little tip. If the messiness on your jelly plate bothers you, grab a diaper wipe. Hey, Wendy, grab a diaper wipe and just wipe it. And that'll clean off your plate for the next color. If I was doing it on paper, I totally would have left that. But since we're not, and we're playing around and we're experimenting today, this is what we get to do. Now let's see. We've got red, so let's lay down the Christmas red. I still need to go to Home Depot and pick up more colors because I'm running out of everything. I have not made the time to go to Home Depot to get new colors. And then we'll put some white down. And you guys, I didn't even mention it, but I totally forgot to say, because it's Christmas in July. So I don't have black. That means for you, I'm going to grab Decor Black, that all ornaments this week are 25% off. So there's a link up in the description so you can get 25% off all the ornaments this week only, because we switch every week. If you were with me last year, you had a blast and you kept me super duper busy. And I'm so excited to see what you guys go for this year. I can't ruin the surprise and tell you what's coming every week because that would be no fun for anybody. So stick around every week, watch the Facebook page, and you'll see what the next collection will be next week. But this week is the ornaments, and I added a whole ton of new ones. So I believe there's almost close to 20 of them. I didn't get through all the ones that I really, really wanted to, but I busted my butt to bring you guys a whole bunch of new ornaments this week, just specifically for the sale. So go check them out. They're all 25% off. The code is applied in the cart, so you don't need a code to check out. And it is not applicable. You can't combine coupons. So all the legal mumbo jumbo set out of the way. Let's have some fun. So I'm grabbing some yellow ochre. And then we'll do, where's it at? Clover truffle. And I'm just moving around my fancy pantsy magic eraser here. And when we get to the little guys, I'll break out the brush. But right now, we're staying with the magic eraser. And I really probably should grab my pokey thing too. Rearranged. Remember, I told you guys I rearranged, so I don't know where anything is. Hold, please. Okay. Now that we have the pokey, we have the belt, let's paint some stripes. All right. We're going to go. Actually, I have let's see if this works for the little berries. But I have Q-tip. That's the word I'm looking for. It's how I'm feeling today. There's no words. I do not have words today. Okay, so we'll do this little fringe. And it's mixing in with the white because I didn't cut it off. So it's creating some pink stripes over here. And then we'll pop in with I wet the brush. It's an angle. It is a 1/4 inch. And then I have white all over my fingers and just got it all over my brush. We'll create our stripes. I always usually mark my stripes so I know which ones I'm painting in. because if I don't, and then I'm live and I'll be like, oh, yeah, mess that one up. If you have trouble staying in the lines, grab some masking tape and then just tape those off and you'll do just perfect. I'm going to grab another wipe because now my hands are like really super gross. Masking tape works excellent for staying and not creating wobbly lines if you have trouble with that. Also, markers. If you have Posca pins, try that. They won't match specific to your colors, but they will help you stay within your lines if that bugs you. Does not bug me. As we all know, I'm a super, like, I love this. I love the texture. I love the grungy look. And look how quick that one went together. I'm not going to add live beads or anything like that to it, but I would suggest that you do. You'll see some pictures where I did add on the painted ones, and I don't even trying to think what I did with them. They might be over there. The reindeer. I painted the reindeer for you guys, and I was going to take pictures, but I didn't get that far because last month was super duper busy. And then I spent in the weekend in the mountains with hubby. That was a super nice reprieve to be just away from the shop. I didn't even get on internet all weekend because there was none, and it was amazing. So it was like a forced reprieve from the world, and it was super duper nice. That's how we spent our 21st anniversary. We've known each other since we were in junior high, but we've been together for 21 years and have a whole gaggle of kids. We just, I don't know if I'm going to get yelled at for announcing it or not, but last time I did, so don't tell on me. But we just had number 7 grandbaby, little boy. He was born on the 30th, and so we came home to a new grandbaby after spending the nice quiet weekend in the mountains, and it was so amazing. Loved it. Almost made me want to sell all the houses and the shops and everything and move to the mountains. I won't, but I want to. Okay, so that one was super quick, and look how quick and easy that one. We just gessoed the back, rolled the paint on the jelly plate, and then popped that on there. So now we'll do that with, let's do the red one because I think the white ones are not going to show up as well as the colored ones. Thanks, Jody. I love. My favorite is being a grandmother. I absolutely love it. Number one, when we go out with them and they call me grandma, everybody turns and like, "There's no way," and I'm like, "Uh huh." So it makes me feel really, really young, which we all enjoy that. But I also enjoy just spending time with them because I don't have to be the disciplinarian and hand out punishments when they're bad. I can just be like, "Go home, we're done." And it's super fun. Love, love, love it. Okay, so we're adding some gesso. With my handy dandy magic eraser. Y'all know I love magic erasers. And if you haven't used them before, I just use the off brand ones that I get in bulk from Amazon. Make sure they are the smooth kind. Do not get the kind with ridges. Just remember, ruffles have ridges. You don't want ridges. It won't lay the paint down as smooth. And then we're going to go with the red. We'll just pop that on the plate. And we'll roll it out. We'll just stay on this side. We'll just lay it down. I'm going to let it sit for a second while I take a swig of my water. And that'll dry half of that plate. Well, that didn't work like I planned. Let's pull some more. See, this is what happens when I do brand new things live and we play and we experiment and we find out what works and what doesn't. So I'm going to lay another coat of gesso on there. Make it a little bit thicker. I did try the wood without coating it, and it definitely didn't work. So let's try this. Hopefully the cord reaches. There we go. So we'll make sure this is totally dry this time. And then we'll wipe this off because if we don't, it'll not come up the way I want. Again, if I was playing with paper, I would have left it and we would have had this cool red behind the other colors. Because when you're playing with the jelly plate, you have to think front to back. It's the opposite of when you're painting, where you're thinking back to front. The jelly plate, you're thinking front to back. I'll make sure that's totally dry. Kind of squish it around. It is called a jelly plate for a reason. It is really, really squishy, guys. It's kind of fun to play with. The kids like picking it up. That's better. See, we need to dry the gesso. Okay, we'll clean this one off so we can do the next one. Look at that texture. I love the way it lays down. And then I'll move the plate out of the way so you can see the label and kind of follow along on which one we're working on. We've got, this is white, these are black, that's yellow, green, and red. So that's our gesso. We'll grab another one. Let's go with white. My paint's already drying up on me over here. I haven't looked, but the husband told me we're supposed to hit triple digits in the valley next week, and I'm going to be like, "Huh." There goes all my paint. It's going to be super dry, super quick. Not fun. I don't mind the heat as long as I can play in the water. Maybe it's time to break out and run over to the rivers and just play in the water. Let's see. Let's grab this one for the black. There it is. I was like, wait, where's my pokey? You're going to hold it, use it to hold the little tiny pieces. You can use masking tape too. And every time I've used it on a live, it has worked for you guys. I'm like, yes. But when I don't, and I'm not recording, and I lay it down, the adhesive on the back of our pieces is glossy, and so it doesn't stick for me as well. So keep that in mind, that if you're trying to use the masking tape to hold your pieces down versus just holding it with the pink pokey, it might pull right up. And if you have a font, a script font, it might break it. So be gentle and careful with it. Some of those script fonts are super fragile. Okay, let's do another coat of white. I don't know which one I use for the white now. I'm like flipping. There we go. Found it. Okay, we'll pop the red in here on the berries. Okay, guys, so are you like me? Do you like the grungy look on the backing, or do you like the more solid look like we're doing on the front? I know on half of half of my live where I did the butterfly, the first half, you can fast forward, was silent because I forgot to turn on my microphone, because that's just who I am and how I roll. So, but I was showing you guys using the jelly prints on paper and collaging it onto the wood, which we're going to do in Jingle and Mingle. If you're not a part of the Jingle and Mingle group, go hop over there. There's over a dozen of us. Denise, do you know how many people are in there right now? But there are well over 12 workshops over 2 days. Denise is there with me. She does printables, you guys, and she would be so proud of me. I made a reel with one of her tags, and so I'll post that here soon. And then that way you guys can see how I used her printables in my art journal, and it was super fun. Love, love, loved it. And her intention with that printable specifically was a tag where I just totally created something different because I saw something different in it. And that is what I'm always saying for you guys. Be curious and try something new. If you don't like it, you don't have to share. Yes. See, I do too, Wendy. I super love them both ways. It just depends on what I'm painting, but I really love this texture as well. But you just have to be brave. That's what crafting and art is all about, is being brave and experimenting and going back to the little person that scribbled on a piece of paper and was so proud and shared that with everybody. And, you know, your mom hung it on the fridge and there was tons and tons and tons of them. And then the world got to you and you got timid and you were afraid to share. Guess what? Everybody thinks that. And guess what? Your art is still beautiful. I don't care what anybody tells you. It is beautiful. Okay. There is our red cup. Here is our green cup. I have paint all over my fingers. Yes, exactly, Jody. You just go with whatever strikes you in the mood. That's one of the reasons why I listen to music. Music. What did I see? What did they say? We were at a flea market this weekend when we came home from the mountains, and it was at the college in the parking lot. We drove by, and I'm like, oh, we have to stop. But there was a metal artist there, and for the love, I couldn't remember what the quote was, but it was on like a big, huge guitar pick. And it was something to the effect of music moves your soul. And that's what music is to me. And that's why I listen to music while I create, because I feel the music, like literally feel the music. And so that's why I listen when I create. So it just brings me into, what are we doing today? Are we having fun? Are we slow? Or are we excited? Okay, now this guy is more of the off-white. And I'm not quite sure how that's going to show up on the jelly plate with the two different whites. There's his nose. I knew I was missing something. Let's try it and find out. We could break into the drawers beneath me here, where it's the rainbow of colors. We'll let this dry, and I'll break in and get some off-white. Should we try some Olmedine? It is not open. There's my pokey. I'm going to open that while that guy dries. We'll pull the jelly plate back over, and we'll see how this color goes down with the jelly plate. We might add different colors and see what kind of textures we can create with the different colors and go rogue from the label. That's way too much paint, guys. Woo! And if that happens and you get too much paint on your plate, just roll it off on your paper and come back and keep rolling. We'll see how that goes. That's not dry, so let's try that. We gotta be quick about it. Okay, we'll lay this that way. I'm gonna grab another piece of paper so I can put it here. Sticking on the cup. There we go. Let's pull this up. It's okay, but we definitely need to add different colors to it. So let's set that there. Give it a second to dry. We'll clean off our jelly plate. And then let's see, what colors do I have? What colors should we add? We can kind of spot it around. We'll go back and forth between the red and the green. Let's do this green. So this clover truffle. And we're going to wait. We'll roll this out. It's not the same as if I was playing with the paper. And I have to remember that. So we'll just pop it up. And it will be a surprise to us all. Okay, I'm going to set that down there so you can't see yet because we're going to be surprised. And then we'll lay the green down. Just a tiny bit. We'll roll it out. This isn't dry. I want this to dry. So I'm not showing you. I'm hiding it from you because I don't want you guys to see it yet. It's going to be a surprise to us all. We'll see how it picks up. Okay, ready? Ooh. Now, remember, the reason I dried that, red and green are complementary colors. If I put them down wet with each other, it's going to go brown. If that's too much green, I can go back to red again, just to make sure when you're layering that they're dry. Otherwise, you're going to have brown. Okay, we don't want brown because this guy's brown. Let's do this. Where's my label? Here we go. Let's move this over. So that's red. Let's pop in some red. Do I have red on my sponge? I don't. Let's use this one. So here's Rudolph. One of these. Move his ears out of the way. And then this band. It's red. Okay, we'll set those pieces aside. Let's do this guy. That's the other one I didn't grab. Let's find a pink. It is seashell pink. We had a visitor. Elliot just popped in and then he saw me and he closed the door and ran away. He's like, oh no. He loves to spin the wheel once a month, but the second I'm live and he sees I'm live, he's like, peace out. Okay, so we'll just get this guy really quick and then we'll do the lights. As many signs as you put on the door to warn people. If you come in, you're going to be in the shot. Hence, that's why I have this behind me. You still don't listen. It's probably this teenager, though, because it's that stage. Okay, let's do paint all over my fingers. We'll do the dark brown for antlers. And that's not solid. So there's a little bit of texture. I'm not sure you guys can see it on the camera. I don't want to touch with my thumb, but it has a little bit of texture within there because it's not a solid. It's a little bit transparent paint. I'm trying to find that still wet. We'll use that one. And let's do the ears. And then we'll go into the lights. And you guys, we only need tiny bits. Let's slice, there it is. Slice this end off to do the pink. We'll grab our pokey here to hold it. Whoop, flipped upside down. Okay, there's the ears. Let's do the lights now. This is the olive green. Even these are almost, they're like, have to squeeze them a lot to get paint out towards the bottom of the bottles. Now this, be gentle on your string of lights. It's like the script font where it's going to be fragile if you're rough with it. I tend to be heavy-handed, so that's more of a reminder for myself than anybody else. Don't be heavy-handed. You might snap it. And we've got the light green. Did we use the light green yet? I don't think we have. And we'll just start grabbing the lights in here. What do we have? I didn't pull that out. So we have sky blue, French lilac, and sunflower. There's sunflower. Sky blue, and the lilac. There it is. So these three, I pretty much have almost all the colors out. We're just going to lay them all down. I just have foil over here. That's all I'm using is foil. I just don't bring it into the camera. Well, I guess you guys can see a little bit of it. Most of the time I don't bring it into the camera because then it reflects and it's really bright and then you can't see it all because of the reflection. So we'll do this one, then we'll flip our sponge. We'll go to the French lilac. Flip the sponge and go to the sunflower. I have blue all over my thumb. I think we got all those pieces. Cool, let's put them together. Now we'll see how he looks on the top of this. It's like super grungy, super mixed media. That's the other thing I love about the gel plate is you can't, to an extent, you can't control what's going to happen. So even if you end up with something you don't like or are unsure of, you can be like, well, I didn't do it. The jelly plate did it. It is okay. It is okay. Need to do his eyeballs. I just saw his eyeballs. We'll use the other side of the Q-tip. His nose. And his antlers sit a little bit up off the edge here. And if you don't know the trick, when you have pieces that hang off the edge, you can either come in with the razor and slice them or put it down, mark it, and then rip it. And you'll still have some of the backing on there. And lay it down. And now that you can't see that tiny little bit right there, but there's backing still on there. So in my instance, it would be dog fur, will not end up on the back of it all. Or even hair from your own head. That's just what happens around here. There's eyeballs and his lights. Okay, be gentle with the lights. They're super duper thin. And you can bring them down lower. You can put them up higher. This one is totally at your discretion where you want to put the lights. But be gentle. See where I place this one? This red. If I pushed on that red light, it's going to pop off. It's going to break. So be gentle with the lights. And there's that guy. I kind of really like that. It's different. It's not the normal solid piece, and you have the different textures. It brings your eye into more of like, what's going on in there? So I totally dig that. Now, let's see what else we got. We have the two, nope, we have a gingerbread and a snowman. Let's do the gingerbread. He'll be a quick one. Yeah, super cute. We could, if I did have the jelly, if I had the microphone on for the butterfly, I would have showed you the collage aspect of it, but I don't have these colors in jelly prints. So we're not collaging those, but that's what I'll show you guys in the Jingle and Mingle. So again, if you're not a part of that group, it's a free group, totally free. They are selling kits, but you do not have to buy the kits to watch the workshops. So don't feel like you're being suckered into something that you don't want to participate in. If you just want to come hang out with us, please do. It's a bunch of wonderful women, a bunch of crafters who are all coming together. Let's see, the gesso, we need more magic erasers. And I do believe most of them do have their class information up in the guides. And I think guide 2 is where you'll find all the kits. If you want to participate and make things, whatever they're making, you can buy their kits. Okay, let's dry this first this time before I lay the paint down on the jelly plate. Because if it dries on the jelly plate, I'm going to move this away from the heat. If the paint dries on the jelly plate, then I have to add another layer on the top to get it off. You want to use the jelly plate paint while it's wet. But as we found out earlier, we want the gesso to be dry to pull up. So let's see what color I used. Roasted pecan on that one. I'm about to get my finger really dirty because I don't want to squeeze out anymore. I have some on my palette. So I'm going to pull over this and wipe it off. Who knew you were going to see finger painting today? Okay, we'll just pop this one down, kind of wiggle it around. We'll pull it up. That pulled up. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's really cool. So there's the texture there. If you look, it left the spaces in the engraved pieces. That's really cool. I like that. We're just going to pull the paint up with this paper. Some of the best collage pieces are from the roll-off sheets. And then we'll clean up the rest. Okay, we'll set this guy to the side. And then we'll paint. This is all white. Let's see. I think that one's white. We need to put some more white on our palette here. Right? It's kind of sketchy, like, huh. But then once you do put it all together, it is pretty stinking amazing. It draws your eye into the art piece of like, what's going on there? How did they do that? Because I'm one of those, like, I guess that's my secret hidden talent is I can look at something, pull it apart, and reconstruct it. So that always draws my eye in of like, how? Why? And, I want to learn more. And so that's why I was like, let's try this. Again, staying curious as always. But then adds this layer of interest to your pieces, especially these ones. Super cute, super cute. So green. I'm hoping that's not so dry. Oh, maybe. It's drying on my palette over here. It's not going to pick up the green, so we're going to have to lay some more down. And then the red, we'll do the little berries. The nose, I have black. And this one's literally what, like 3 colors, 4 colors? Hopefully this black, so I can pick up some black here. And my pink pokey. I didn't want to move. It's just going to, oh, that time it messed it up. So we'll paint over it again. Okay, now second layer of white. And voila, there's that guy. So we have our gingerbread little person. We need to do his eyeballs. Let's see if we can, if the Q-tip's small enough. Perfect. I was afraid I was going to color outside the lines. Nope, it worked. Here comes the train. Oh, 10 and 2. Here comes the train. Choo-choo. He's so loud. So loud. They just built a whole bunch of apartments on the other side over there too. And so I'm like, who thought of that next to the train? Because he has to cross an intersection. So he's honking his horn. And if you're a new mom, has a baby sleeping, and the train crosses and it's honking its horn, oh, his little mouth got lost in that brown. Trying to find, oh, I know. If you guys don't have the Sharpie acrylic markers yet, I highly recommend them. Super duper love them. You can get various lines. So like if you hold it straight up like a brush, you can get a fine tip marker. If you hold it down, you can get a thicker marker. So they're amazing. And they are acrylic. They are kind of expensive. Well, I guess it's acrylic paint, so Posca cheaper than Posca pens, but they don't have very many colors. I got mine at Michael's for like $20. So of course, go in with your coupon or rewards. There. Now we see his mouth again. There we go. Super quick, super easy one. Sure, gingerbread guy. And then the last one, that's the other one I was wondering about because he's white too. I was worried about the reindeer because I had him on the label as like the off-white. And we saw it didn't work. And nobody likes a dirty snowman. That's the first thing you learn as a kid. Don't touch the yellow snow. So I think we'll skip the jelly plate on this one and just go solid. And he's got the big scarf right there, so you don't have to worry about covering all that solid with paint. And we'll dry him and give him a second coat. Let's see what else. Move this guy over so I can bring the label over. Sky blue, red. Oh, I don't bring that color out. We need to get, I think it's the toasted terracotta, right? Yes. So we need to bring that color out for his nose. We're definitely going to use the back of a paint handle brush for that because there's no way I'm going to stay in the lines with the Q-tip on his mouth. Okay, toasted terracotta. Right here. Let's find a clean edge. Need some more on there. There's his nose. Where's black? Grab our pokey. Get the buttons. There's that one. This is green. I have a green sponge still. I have a light green. That's just the corner. Let's try this side. See if this works. My hands are definitely going to be a rainbow of colors. Red. Do I have a red? There's a red. And then blue. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I know I used it. It's pretty standard for me to use the sky blue on snowflakes, especially if he's against a snowman, since I only have the 20 different colors that I use on all my kits for you guys to try to keep it simple. It actually is kind of hard. It's hard to make Christmas different from Valentine's. Last coat. Okay, let's hope I just didn't put paint all over something I shouldn't have. Let's do the back of his eyeballs and his mouth. I'm going to have to pour some more black out. Hopefully you're not hearing that. Oh, they're being funny out there, I should say. Okay, eyeballs. And his mouth. His lumps of coal. And then just wipe it off. There you go. You have a clean brush again. Who knew you could be so versatile? All right, let's put this guy together. Note to self, don't touch the black dots I just made. Smear them. Oh, almost did. Here we go. That's the one thing about using the back of a brush is they're domed, and so it takes a little bit longer to dry. And then, I don't know, I do have the beads. I'll show you a trick on how I paint the beads. There's many, many, many ways to paint the beads. I'm not necessarily, because I don't have any twine with me, it's in the shop, going to add the beads or the twine to it. But I'll show you how one way to do it. I know some people will put the paint on a plate and then just roll the beads around the plate. Some people will put the beads in a bag and then just shake the bag up. Me, will grab a bead, the Q-tip, and either yank it off if it's too thick, so pull the cotton off. That way you can get it through this side, and I'll pull it through to the other side so it holds it. It's nice and tight and it doesn't move. And then let's see what color. Let's pull out some more green. Oh, sorry, smacked the microphone. The handy dandy magic eraser, as always. And then just paint the bead. And then that way you have something to hold on to, and you can make sure it's nice and solid while you're painting the bead. I've tried the plate, I've tried the bag, I've tried many, 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 many ways, and I'm always getting lumpies all over it. It's uneven, and I just don't like the way it turns out. So this is the easiest way that I have found to get a solid bead with a good coat. And I don't want to touch it with that hand. I'll get paint all over it. But there you go. You have a nice solid bead on all sides, and you have something to hold on to while you're painting it. So that's how I paint my beads. I won't do them all right now because, again, I don't have twine to put them all together with. And we have to wait for them to dry. So with that, I hope you enjoyed learning a different way using the jelly plate and adding a little bit of texture to the background. Last time I did the collage, I'll do it again. And this time I'll make sure I'll have sound on for you guys. Because, that's who I am. That's how I roll. But don't forget, all this week, we started the month off with Christmas in July. Like I did last year, every week will be a different collection. So this week's collection is ornaments. And there is a link above me in the caption. It will take you right to it. So you're welcome, Wendy. Thanks for showing up. It'll take you right to the collection. There's no code needed. You can add what you want into your cart, and it will take 25% off automatically in the cart. And then you can check out. Not combined with other coupons. So if you are a subscriber, you're actually getting a better deal on this one. So you'll have to apply 2 different coupons to 2 different orders. But you know me, just message me. So that's how that works. And next week will be a different collection. Every week in the month of July is a different collection. And so you have to pop on over on the 8th will be the new collection. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a secret and a surprise. And so come back on the 8th and see what the next collection is for Christmas in July. Until then, and I won't see you guys on Thursday because it's a holiday for us in the U.S. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. And if you have dogs and pets who are scared, make sure they are safe. Keep them in the house as always, because that's the worst day of the year for these guys. And I'm a dog lover, so don't let them roam. But I'll see you guys next Tuesday. So it will be the 6th. No, I was 2 weeks ahead. So I'll see you on the 9th. I'll see you on the 9th, and we'll have the next collection, and I'll paint with you guys. Enjoy your 4th of July.